everybody.
Hello. Hi, everybody. It looks like some of you guys are joining us for the first time, so that's cool.
Awesome. We love newbies. Welcome.
We're so happy to see you guys. We are Brittany and Brenda, and we're going to do a short introduction. We're so
Mm-hmm.
excited to see all of you. So we're going to say hi to some of you guys that are out there. It looks like Felicia, Jessica, Elsie, Elizabeth, Jessica, Sue, um, and Cedric. Oh, Cedric. Cedric's been with us before.
Yeah.
Um, it looks like a couple of you, it's your first time. Some of you may be repeaters. Let us know if you're a repeater.
And
And
also
this,
let us know if you're post or pre-op too. We're interested in that. It's just
yeah,
always kind of good to know who we're talking to.
100%, because we can gear our conversation towards that. And I am turning my phone down because I just heard it beep.
I don't know
My
where
second time, she
mine. I
said.
don't think mine is in the room, so I don't think you have to worry about it.
Let me do, Brittany, you care if I just do a little short little
Intro? Yeah.
thing?
No. Jump
I
into
want
it
us to both introduce
because
ourselves fully because usually Brittany and I, a lot of
yeah.
times when we come on these, we just say we're our names because we've been doing these for a while and we just think that you guys know us. But we want you to know us a little bit more and we want to know you guys a little bit more because it looks like we have some pre-ops and a post-op first timer, second time pre-op.
Awesome.
So those of you who don't know us, we're both going to introduce ourselves. First of all, too, our topic is taking steps to regain control in life and eating practices. And I'll explain that a little bit more after our intro. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brenda, and I am a vitamin specialist and a consultant with ProCare Health, which is our sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined their team as a life support coach, and it's going on about a year and a half now. Brittany and I kind of joined around the same time. I actually knew ProCare Health for some time, and I'll kind of tell you about that. But basically, my job is just to really make your life easier, to help you, give you resources and support. We bring that to not only patients, but programs as well. And so I kind of wear a lot of different hats. My background is that I've studied personal development probably for the last 25 to 30 years. I've been a life coach for about 12. I've worked in the medical field for 30 years. I did room nursing for 20 years. I did quality management. My last job was bariatric surgery. I worked as a coordinator for a program and was did that for 7 years. Uh, Part of my job at that was educating patients. I did their pre-op teaching, post-op teaching. I saw patients in the clinic. Um, and that's how I got to know ProCare Health. Our office actually sold ProCare products, and they were wonderful to work with. They'd always come down and visit me because their office is close to where I lived. I live in um, Missouri, and their office was about 100 miles away. So they would come and visit periodically and just developed a relationship. And so kind of I enjoyed that. And then also I found out that working with patients and being in that field, I found out that weight loss surgery was something that really interested me. I was overweight, and I think I would have been too scared if I hadn't seen so many success stories. I will be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. It was kind of scary in the first little bit. So I had weight loss surgery back in 2013. I had a sleeve gastrectomy, and I lost about 80 pounds. And um, really, these kind of things help keep me on track just as much as I'm helping anyone else. It helps me. It really does. I'm just being honest. And my goal is to take all my experiences through my coaching, through my own journey, weight loss surgery, through being a nurse, all of that, and just help you guys, give you as much education and tools, and just kind of help bring you together because you guys add to the conversation too. What you're saying and what you're doing is really important. And then I'm going to turn it over to Brittany. Brittany, tell us about you.
Yes. Hi, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. As I said earlier, we are really excited to have you. This is a great platform and a great place because Brenda is just an amazing resource. I mean, um, she does it all, really. So if you have questions, concerns, just want to share your feelings, whatever, this is what what tonight is for. So share away. There's no judgments here. Brenda and I are here just to help you guys the best way that we can through your journey. So, however that may be.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I did want to say before I fully introduce myself, I saw Felicia Thompson in here. I knew your name sounded familiar. I don't mean to call you out. I just want you to know I got your email. As soon as we're done tonight, I will send you the link for the replay for the other support group. Anyways, enough about that. So, my name is Brittany. Excuse me. Brenda and I do these monthly support groups. Usually they're the third Thursday of every month. We also do private support groups, or we like to call them one-on-one support groups with other facilities too. We've done quite a few in the past. In fact, we're doing one right now that Felicia's a part of, and that's going to be on a 6-month period. So we're doing monthly ones with them as well. So if you ever need more support or just another resource, always reach out to us, and I'll go ahead and put my email in there, and we'll see what we can do for you guys and see if we can reach out to your facility and get some support groups set up, because this is my favorite part still of my job that I do. So I've been with ProCare Health for a little over a year, about a year and a month and a half, 2 months in that area. And Brenda and I have been doing these support groups and our live events too for about a year too, a little over a year, I guess, Brenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my role has changed quite a bit just in the first year of me being with ProCare, which is always a good sign. That means the company is growing. A position that's static, it never worked for me anyway, so this is great. I started off as marketing and doing some social media stuff, creating graphics, posts, that kind of stuff. That is what I got my degree in, was marketing. But now I'm kind of leaning more towards the sales end of things. I'm always going to do these support groups with Brenda, though, because like I said, this is my favorite part, is talking to patients and more specifically hearing your why and
Mm-hmm.
your reason why you had surgery. So if you would like to share that, go ahead and share that in the chat box too. And then one more thing real quick. We are going to be doing can I go ahead and tell them, Brenda, about the support group giveaway?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to steal your thunder, because this was all Brenda's idea, what I'm about to tell you guys. So make sure you thank her. But so like I said, we do these monthly support groups. In the month of February, actually, we are going to be doing a giveaway. So we're going to be giving away some products, some other goodies that I don't want to ruin the surprise. But great things are coming in February, so make sure that you come to that support group. Just attending will get you an entrance into winning a prize. So it's not like you have to purchase anything or anything like that. It's totally just about attending. But we are going to open a poll, or if you guys could just comment, actually, we would love to know what kind of prizes you guys would like to see at this giveaway. However, there is I don't want to say a rule, but, no TVs or anything like that. We'd like it to be related to the topic that we're going to be talking about, which is self-care. So, whether that's facials or guys too. Actually, yeah, we really need ideas for guys. So, but yeah, that's basically it. I don't want to take up much more of our time because we have a lot of info for you guys tonight. So,
It's going to be really good.
yeah.
It's going to be a good topic.
I did want to say that if you have any questions, you can use the Ask a Question feature, which will be at the bottom of the screen, or you can use the chat feature. That's kind of what I'm here for tonight, is to make sure that all of the questions are getting answered, and so Brenda can stay on her path. So, all right, guys.
And I want to share one other thing too. So for those people that are joining, just now joining, if you guys aren't following our Crowdcast channel, that's a great way to get notifications. Also register for that upcoming support group. That all the support groups are typically, once you register for one, you'll get notifications of the other ones. But this one is
Yeah.
separate because we have people put in their addresses to register so that we know where to send prizes to. Brittany, I'm popping up here. Oh, Brittany did it. We think alike. We think alike.
It cracks me up every time. If I had a dollar, uh,
We've been together so much that we just think alike. So we both just posted the link. If you want to open that up in a separate link, you can follow us. You can also register for lots of events. We do weekly live events. Oh, Deborah says hope all is well. Hi, Deborah, because she's with us a lot.
hi. She's with us all
Um,
the time too. Yeah.
so we register. So you can register. We do weekly live events on all kinds of fun stuff. And Brittany, you know what? I'm just really quickly, because I mean, we don't have much time to share this, but I'm going to share
Yeah.
my screen for just a second. And I'm going to go to our Crowdcast channel. So, like, when you guys get there, basically it shows us being on air. There's a little button, I think it's right up here where mine says edit. It says follow, and you can be a follower, and so you get notifications of
Yes.
upcoming events. So our very next one is next week. Your go-to shopping list for post-bariatric surgery patients. And we've had our marketing team help us with creating a fresh post-op list and a maintenance list, and they are amazing because we have been working on this. Brittany, how long would you say? Almost a year, just getting stuff together.
Oh yeah.
um, we also interview different people. We have Katie Chapman coming up. She's a dietitian. We
Mm-hmm.
have Jessica. She's goes by
Leave Brittany
I think,
alone.
yeah, Sleep Brittany Alone. We have a skinny latte swap, all kinds of fun things. And here's the support group that we're talking about. It's in February, and it's listed separately, February 17th. We just did an event yesterday with emotional eating and food addictions with Mel and Kelly on Our Sleeve Life podcasters. They're Instagram favorites. And so all kinds of fun stuff down here. Maddie Spar, she was one of our guests. Tips for losing after weight loss surgery. We have a fitness coach that we've been working with, Amy, that did a 3-part series. Those are amazing. So, you know, I just brought that up because I want to make sure that you guys, if you're interested, you can get access to all kinds of topics. For me, I love listening while I'm taking a walk or while I'm driving. Um, so these are available for you guys. so, okay. Are we ready to get started? Everybody ready? Did anybody say anything about any ideas yet? Brittany, anybody say any ideas about what they'd like to see in
Uh,
the giveaway, the
Not
February
yet.
giveaway? Okay,
Elsie.
guys.
Elsie just said that she had a serious hernia repair, and she was told it would likely return without losing weight. So that would be her why as to why she had surgery. Um, Elsie, hernia repair can be a common surgery in this community, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone else here
Mhm.
had the same issue. So that's thank you for sharing. All right, go on,
Spinal
Brenda.
hernias and abdominal hernias, both. Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Sue said something. You want to read it?
sure. I love the support group that is available. I moved far away from the clinic support group where I had my surgery, so I'm very glad to be connecting here. We love that for you
Yeah.
too. You want to read it? Thank you for saying, because we love you guys. We love when you interact. That makes it so much more fun. That's what it is, a support group. You want to
Mm-hmm.
read the next one, Brittany?
Yeah, Jessica. Hi. I'm new. I'm getting surgery to get my life back. Also, that I can get back out there to have fun with my children. That's a really common reason. That's an excellent reason. If you don't want to live for yourself, live for someone else, like your kids. They need you. Yeah. Um,
Absolutely.
I need more education on vitamins and more education on other things that come with the surgery. Well, Jessica, you've come to the right place. We're not going to talk about vitamins right this second. At the end, when we have more time, we're going to share more with you guys about our sponsor, ProCare Health. They're amazing and they will make your life very easy, Jessica. Don't stress out too much about vitamins and whatnot because that's what we're here for. So we actually have a
And we
once
have we
daily.
actually have done several lives on different things related to vitamins.
Yes.
Like if you can't
And
take your vitamins, if you want to know what you're supposed to be taking, we've
mhm.
done all different. I think we have like 50 some events that we've put online
Yeah.
there that you can access. So there's tons of resources too if you want to watch other stuff.
I'll let Brenda get started, and while she's getting started, I'll start pulling up those links and everything for you, and I'll link ProCare Health so you can see some of the vitamins that we have. What's nice is they have a once daily multivitamin. It's just one and done. You just have to take your calcium, and we'll talk about that too. So I'm
Yeah,
getting a
so
little ahead of myself.
it's okay. I am going to jump in because I'm like
Do it,
ready to
yeah.
go
We
because I want to
gotta,
get I want to give everybody as much as they can. So
yeah,
the reason I picked this topic is because many people have weight loss surgery and they change their physical body and have a little bit more control over portion size, their feelings of satiety, meaning they're maybe feel a little bit more satisfied when they're eating. And this is how weight loss surgery differs from most diets. It physically helps with controlling the amounts of foods we eat, but um, and also it helps with the absorption. It decreases absorption, so you're not absorbing as much of the calories as well. But what happens is sometimes fear creeps in, that good old friend fear. Halloween's coming up. We know what fear is. And so when we start sensing those habits that we had prior to surgery, when they start resurfacing, maybe we find that we're regaining or haven't lost enough weight. So in this session, we're going to talk about how you can take steps to feel better about the choices you're making, not only in life, but in food, and also have less resistance about those choices, meaning you don't feel bad about those choices and recover more of that inner relationship, like with yourself, because that's what's most important as we're talking about. So, we're going to talk about what is control. Okay. We're going to define that. We're also going to talk about essentials to help you regain control. We're going to talk about some 5 key areas to help you recover and heal that inner relationship with your body and with food. And then we're going to talk about helpful tools to help you be a little bit more intentional and peaceful, kind of in the now moment. I mean, we all talk about being in the now moment. We're going to talk about what that looks like. So, we ready to get started? And I am going to screen share because I do have some slides, but you guys, we want this to be interactive. Um, Brittany is really great about telling me I won't always. Uh, oh, thank you. It looks like we have several other people commenting some stuff. You guys keep commenting. We're reading them as you're doing it.
we're
We'll try
here.
to incorporate some of this into the discussion. So I'm going to do a screen share, and I'm also going to share a little bit of a couple slides because it makes it a little easier to as I'm talking. And so I'm going to kind of skip a couple slides because we talked about what we're going to be talking about. So what is control? Brittany, can you see this okay? Are you seeing our
Yeah.
screen
No, I
share?
can see that. That's great.
I'm
Hey,
going to bring
guys,
it a
let
little
us
bigger, and I'm
know.
going to bring this down so that this part is bigger. Whoops.
Yeah, I would say I can see it fine, but if you cannot see it, guys, let us know. And I will say that we've had people in the past that are on their phone and they sometimes have issues seeing the chat and the presentation all at once. So if you're having that issue, I would suggest getting on an iPad, a laptop, something like that. But yeah.
Or just listening. And you can always go
Yeah.
back if you need these resources. The also I didn't even we forget to mention that, but Crowdcast is an app that you can download and you can watch these like on the go too, like if you're walking or doing anything. So if you have to come back and watch the replay. So what is control? Okay, I'm gonna start answering. So everything's time stamped in here, guys. These are some of the outline is in the ask a question features so that I can timestamp it and you guys can come back if you're missing something and go straight to that piece. So, according to Psychology Today, it's making things happen the way we want. So, it describes the process of keeping the things the way we want them to be. In other words, the influence to direct or influence behavior. And I'm going to go on here. So, there's 2 different ways that you can do that. So, there's controlling external factors and controlling internal factors, and they're very, very, very different. External factors are external events. their relationships, how other people view you, how you're accepted or loved by others. And what I find is, and I don't know anybody else out there, I mean, does it not leave you with a sensation of powerlessness, kind of grief, a victim mindset, a little bit of depression sometimes? Um, it looks like Brittany, somebody might have said something about the clicks. Oh, okay. Um, I tried to mute myself before whenever I'm clicking and it just throws me off. So sometimes we have problems with that. So external factors are those things outside of ourselves. So we think are outside of ourselves. And so we're going to be looking at internal factors because that's where we have the most control. So internal factors include how you perceive events, how you view yourself, how you accept yourself, and how you treat yourself, including your health. And so this leaves us with a sense of empowerment, like we can do something about it, a sense of value, a sense of confidence. Um, when you guys decided to go on this journey, whether you're pre-op, you're post-op, whatever, there was some decisions that you had to make, and those are decisions that you made for yourself. So you were controlling that. You were doing something that you felt would help you kind of move forward. And so what we're going to be talking about is kind of like making peace with food, helping food to become your friend, making peace with our bodies, accepting yourself, loving yourself, trusting your body, when your body needs food and energy. Sometimes I think society, this has probably been one of my hardest things is in life. We hear so much about dieting, whether it's fad diets or just whatever is most out there. There's such judgment around what's good and what's bad. And it's hard to be able to trust what our bodies actually need and listen to them sometimes. So, understanding our choices and the implications for what they are doing and the food is doing, and then also being confident in our choices. Um, Becoming aware of what unconditional means, not allowing circumstances to determine our happiness level. So, you know, life happens. And Brittany, we've talked about this on so many calls. Life happens. And then what happens is sometimes the events that seem outside of ourselves are just, they can wear us down. And really it's up to us how we move through that. It's up to us how we determine what's going to affect us, what's not going to affect us. It's up to us how we um, move through relationships and all different kinds of things. So I just really and truly, this is just to bring awareness to this. I don't know how many of you thought about this before. How many of you have um, thought about control and what it means to you? Brittany, is there any comments?
We have quite a few actually. So I want to
Okay,
start off with the question first. I want to do questions just so I know we
sure.
get to them. Samira, it's a pretty name. I hope I'm saying it right. I apologize. I got approved for surgery. I'm about 40 pounds overweight. I was just wondering about what can help limit saggy skin after losing weight. And would I keep losing even after she reaches her goal weight? So, we actually have a great blog that talks about excess skin and how that can happen,
Mhm.
and some other ways to combat that. So, I will pull up that link and send that to you. Um, Brenda, do you have anything you would like to add to that?
I mean, one of the things I've heard a lot of people say is like just doing a little bit of activity while you're losing weight because that's
Mm-hmm.
going to increase your muscle mass. Everybody's elasticity in their body is different, making sure you're getting plenty of fluids in, because you're hydrating yourself from inside out in your skin.
Yeah, I
Your skin
agree.
is reacted to that. Those are some things that you do have control over. There are certain types of body lotions and things like that that can help. Um, you can always talk to your physician about that and see. A lot of times some people don't have plastic surgery after weight loss surgery. I say probably about 85 90% don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just I personally didn't really have a problem with saggy skin, but there are people that do. So, I mean, it differs from person to person and the amount of weight loss too, I'd say. Um,
So she
and
said,
let's
would
do
I
one more
keep,
question and then we'll go ahead. I know there's another person that commented.
she said, so will I keep losing even after reaching my goal weight? So my answer for that is you might, and you might not. We kind of just talked about this yesterday at our live event with the Our Sleeve Life podcast girls. I'll get that link too in case you guys are interested in that as well. But they all agreed, and I've other patients that we've talked to have said that you get to your goal weight. Sometimes you might even lose a little bit more, but a lot of the times you will gain some of it back. So you might be back to your goal weight, you might be a little bit over your goal weight. But there's this point, and it seems like there's this point in time where there's this, your body gets finally comfortable at a certain weight, and it either will stay there, or I mean, it will stay there, and I think it just varies on, and it probably depends on what your goal weight is too. So I know you said you're about 40 pounds overweight. So is your goal weight to just be 40 pounds lighter, or it probably depends on how, I hate to say realistic, but how realistic is your goal weight too? We have to, sometimes we got to ask ourselves is if this is realistic or not too. And the best way to know that, it would be talking to your program. Don't you agree, Brenda?
Yeah, I mean, they can kind of figure out what's realistic for you. I mean,
Yeah.
getting down to a BMI of 25 might be a little, for a lot of people, that's harder. A lot of times people will
Mm-hmm.
gauge more like a 28 or 30,
Right.
maybe anywhere from 15 pounds over their ideal body weight, 20 pounds over their ideal weight. It's really different for everybody. Sometimes people will just want to get down to 200 or 250. I mean, it really depends on, everybody's so individual, and it's hard to really, we shouldn't compare ourselves. And really, we're going to kind of talk about that too. But, um,
Do you see who's
okay.
here?
Huh?
Our girl, Scotty's here.
Oh,
We
hi,
love Scotty.
Scotty.
She's with us all the time. But I didn't know you were getting surgery. That's fantastic.
That is
Let us
exciting.
know. Let us know how that goes.
We want to know. We're actually going to be interviewing somebody on the 10th of November, and she's going to talk about her weight loss and plastic surgery journey. Um, I think she went from 320. I don't know, Brittany, do you know? Her name's Jessica, the one I just kind of popped up, but we want to hear about yours too, Scotty. And it looks
Yeah.
like, let me look just, it looks like Sue says, I have COPD, so breathing was becoming more difficult, more joint pain, could
Mm-hmm.
literally not fit. Plus, there's a cancer in my family. I was getting worried. I was shortening my life in a serious way. And all of those are such good whys, because your why, the reason that you have surgery, will
Definitely.
push you harder than any other thing. And so, Jessica, thank you for sharing your body mass index. 53, my goal weight is 195, 200. See, it's wherever you really feel comfortable and where you think that, I mean, it has to be somewhat realistic for you. I mean, for you to get there. So, um, okay, we're going to kind of, is it okay if we go forward, Brittany? Okay, so we're going to talk about what are some ways to gain or regain control. And instead of screen sharing and just making it boring for you guys, I'm just going to kind of talk about this just for a moment. So, first, I think it's identifying where this need of control comes from. Okay. So, I have what I'm going to say a few things about that. I think, first of all, it's not trusting in what we do as being good enough. So, that perfectionism requirement we have for ourselves, always striving to achieve some sort of success. Now, this can be self-serving in some ways, but it also can lead to guilt and shame when we take it too far. I know I've been guilty of that. It's hard to get over professional perfectionism. And I saw somebody post on Facebook today a picture of a picture on their wall that was crooked, and she said I kept fixing it and fixing it every day. And she said, I decided to stop fixing that picture because life doesn't have to be perfect. She said it's a reminder of that. And it just kind of, it spoke to me. Also, not trusting in your own gut instincts. And I talked about this with food. Society tells us what's good food, what's bad food. And we don't always trust what's the best for us. So we listen to outside influences that tell us our value is set up on a certain weight, a certain attribute, certain food, whatever society thinks it should be. And then the third thing here, not trusting who we really are. So when we lack confidence and value of ourselves, um, we lose control. So those three things are not trusting in what we do as being good enough. In other words, striving for perfectionism, not trusting in your own gut instincts. And then the third is not trusting who you really are. You're divine, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're an aspect of God, you're a shining star, you're somebody else's light, you're your own light. So that's basically, you know, I think I think it's in deciding to change how we feel and become more of ourselves that we can affect this change. So change is the momentum now and identify, we're going to call it the gap. Okay. The gap is where you are and where you want to be. And um, with that being said, I'm going to kind of go to one of my notes because I had some notes on this that I just wanted to slide 8. Um, So we identify gap between where we are and we want to be, and we identify the truth between how our inner self feels about us and how we are challenging in that moment. So basically, who we really are and who we think we are. And when we bring those two together and closer together, that's about knowing more of who we are. I hope that makes sense. That makes sense to anybody? Um,
Mm-hmm.
So, to change perfectionism, I believe it's about recognizing those amazing aspects of your body. Start recognizing things like um, your beautiful hair, your beautiful eyes, your skin. It doesn't have to all be about the weight. So, recognizing the intelligence behind our physical body, and then knowing when we're talking about being trying to be perfect all the time, it's about needing something outside of ourselves and recognizing that. So, do you feel like you need a certain amount of responsiveness from other people or need for love or acceptance to accept yourself? I mean, I know I've been guilty of that before, thinking that I need somebody else's approval to approve of myself. And I think also we strive for perfection in our health, seeing or visualizing this from a narrow perspective instead of understanding that our bodies are performing exactly at the speed we need them to in the moment. Um, our bodies are miraculous and they're just created wonderfully.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think also we feel we don't have enough. So whether it's in food, whether we're binging or hoarding or in finances like money or relationships and love, we take in more and store more than we need to fulfill some kind of need. So those are all about perfectionism. Those are so recognize your amazing body, recognize that you don't need something outside of yourself to accept yourself, recognize that your body is healthy. It does have certain aspects of health. Just like the sun comes up in the morning, you don't have to do anything. Your heart beats automatically. Your lungs breathe automatically. And recognizing that those are amazing things. Um, and then also that you don't really lack as much as you think you lack. So you don't have to hoard. You don't have to binge. Everything's all right there. Is there some comments, Brittany?
Oh, there's a bunch. I just didn't want to interrupt you. Uh,
Oh, tell us. Tell me, because
well,
I'm.
so Robin, I'd like to give you a pat on the back because she is correct. She had the DS procedure in 2000. So she has. It's been 21 years since her surgery. I mean, that's
Oh my
incredible.
goodness, Robin. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, good for you. And you're just
Mhm.
proof that you really can't stick with this. So that's great. And then Sue said, "This is great, Sue." I agree. As soon as I read this, I was like, "Oh my gosh." She says, "I forgot sometimes that the only person I need to compare myself against is who I was yesterday, and when I'm doing better today, to celebrate, and when I'm doing worse today, to give myself some grace and learn from my struggles." Amen. I mean, amen. Really, I couldn't have said it better myself. Um,
I
and
love that.
I think that's the perfect way to look at it too, because everyone's entitled to their bad days, guys. No one is perfect. Um, all you can do is put your best foot forward and try, and that's all we're asking. That's all we'd ever would ask,
Mhm.
because Brendan and I are far from perfect. Okay.
It's funny
So we
because
get it.
when we talk about perfect, maybe we are perfect for where we are in this lifetime, and we just see it as imperfection, perfectly imperfect.
Uh, Felicia, I went through a really rough patch in my early 20s, and I thought my world was over, and I started therapy, and it changed my life. And even the things that I learned from that, I'm still using today as a young adult.
Mhm.
So it's I think therapy's amazing. There's nothing wrong with that. And people who shame it, shame on you. I said what I said.
Mhm.
All right, Brenda, we are at 36 minutes, so I told you I would tell you when
Okay.
we're about halfway.
Okay. One thing Samaria says was which type of bariatric surgery is best or better than the other? I think something to talk to the surgeon about because it
It
depends
depends
on
on
your medical
you.
history. It depends
Yeah.
on your amount of weight you want to lose. It depends on your um, body type. Depends on like so many factors. I would not get that advice from me or from anybody else except for a surgeon that talks directly with you. I would feel
I agree.
I don't think I could do it justice that question. So, I mean, it's a great question, but it's one that each of us ask. Each of us ask when we get ready to have weight loss surgery. Okay, so we're going to talk about um, 5 areas to recover and heal that interrelationship with body and food. And so the 5 things that I have down here, go to my notes here. Sorry, it's taking me a second. And this last one here, you guys, there is a handout. There's 3 handouts with this session. One of them is called Essential Methods to Regain Control in Life and Eating Practices. And I'm going to share my screen just for a second. These are all, there's a little link down, it's below our picture, I think, on your screen. It should be, it says support group handouts. Click here. After this session, I just want you to know that these handouts are out there. I don't want to read them word for word because they're just kind of a recap of some of the things that we're talking about, but they go a little bit deeper just because there's so much information on this topic that I've pulled out. And so I'm going to show you the first one and just kind of hit some highlights on it because Brittany, you said we're 38. Okay. I'm going to bring it here. And so the first one is taking steps to regain control in life and eating practices. And I have summarized in life. This next one is in eating practices. And we're just going to name like 2 or 3 of these, and you can go back and read these. These handouts are available for you and spend some time on them. So I'm going to read the first 3. So smile or laugh, even if it doesn't feel real. It creates a vibe of living in that. So one of the my photographer who works that has taken so many of our family photos, she told me, she said, when you fake laugh, for a picture, she said it actually makes you start laughing. And it's so true because then you just kind of crack yourself up. And so, like, if you're having a bad day, if you can just kind of try to crack a smile or fake laugh or do something that kind of just breaks that, sometimes it can actually put you in a better mood. Also, changing your posture. And this is something Brittany and our ProCare team has been working with a fitness specialist who's worked really hard I'm going to roll this up so you guys can see it pretty big. Worked really hard with us on fitness for the last, I don't know, has it been 12 weeks, Brittany? Something like that. Because we started a weight challenge too.
I
That
think
was
we
about 6
started
weeks
in middle of July. So
in July. So
so
three
like
months.
90 days, yeah.
The biggest thing that she worked for with us for the first few weeks is changing our posture, kind of pushing down on your like on your pelvis, kind of bearing down, and then sucking in your gut and pushing your shoulders back. And I cannot believe, like, when you're walking or just doing everyday activities, how much difference that has made for me. It actually kind of brings more body awareness and confidence, and it helps strengthen your core. So that is a great way to just in life to help. Just changing your posture can make a huge difference. It helps you with the way you walk, makes you more confident, and then calming down your nervous system. What I mean by that is literally just saying all is well, like a little mantra, slowing down your breathing and relaxing. That can help you gain control in the moment and help bring immediate peace to you. And it sounds silly. Brittany, we've talked about this before, haven't we? With
Oh
that,
yeah, many
how much that
times.
makes a difference. And then I'm just going to read the first one here. There's a bunch more about in eating practices, but tracking progress in mindful eating is the first one I have. And using an app can be really helpful. Um, just being more aware will help you understand like what you're eating and why you're eating it. And why is it, we were talking about this yesterday, why is it like if you have to write down everything you eat, it just makes you think about it. Like, and if you're not writing it down, why are you not writing it down? Like if you ate a tub of ice cream and you did not write that on your daily list, why is that? It just makes you gain control and be more mindful. So I'm going to stop sharing that little handout and kind of go back to our normal screen. And I'm going to done answering that question. So um, the very next thing we're going to kind of talk about, we're at 42 minutes. We're going to talk here now about 5 key areas of focus in recovering your relationship with food. So that I actually have another handout. And I'm going to do a screen share one more time. This handout, you guys, is available for you also as well after. And I'm going to um, talk about this just for a moment. So 5 key areas: living in the moment. Okay. And the next one is unconditional love. The next one is non-judgment. The next one's empowerment. The next one is how you change your perception. And I'm going to stop sharing because we're going to do a very short little exercise here for a moment. You can go to the handout afterwards and kind of read this more because it has some really in-depth information on it. But when we talk about living in the moment, I want you to close your eyes just for a second. We're going to talk about kind of letting go of timelines. Okay. So close your eyes. So knowing that living in the moment is the only way to ever be completely, fully aligned with that inner part of yourself, that inner being, I'm going to call it, on all levels. And what this means is that time and space are actually only a matter of where our focus is and where your perception is. Okay. Kind of let that sink in for a moment. So time is really only a concept. Um, so just to help you recognize this, I want you to close your eyes, keep them closed, place your focus on something in the past, something that gave you great pleasure. Now, here, realize that you are actually living in the present moment, but also receiving information from a previous experience. The past experience and the present experience merge into one. So you're affecting that past experience as you think about it. The experience is actually being experienced differently in however you are processing it right now in the event. So you can influence past experiences by changing the way you think about them. So whether there's abuse in your past, if you've had painful relationships, by bringing in compassion or forgiveness, you can actually shift that in the moment and kind of bring about more immediate results. Sometimes that can be difficult if the situation was really traumatizing. But what I'm saying is, by healing that within yourself, what happens is you start processing things different. Things don't trigger you in the same way. Things don't You don't react the same way because of that experience. And so you're actually kind of changing the past by thinking about it in the present. I hope that makes sense. Let us know if that makes sense to you. Um, Also, the same thing about the future. The same applies. So if you close your eyes again and you conceive a vision of something that you would really like, whether it's a certain amount of weight loss, uh, joy and happiness, more joy and happiness in your life, you feel, you know, when the desire is strong, sometimes you feel a little discontentment. What you want to do is go to a place of happiness or joy, and you want to project that. What you're going to do is be projecting that into the future. And what happens is um, you're creating more positive things for your future. If something doesn't feel good that you're projecting into the future, you can find a way to feel better about that. You can minimize that by saying, like, let's say it's your weight, like something's not going to change. I don't feel like things can change. You can say, well, it's possible I've done this in the past, or it's possible that other people have done it. There shouldn't be any reason I can't do it. I know that I can find things that can help me. I know I can find people that will support me. So just kind of minimizing that resistance, and you're projecting a different future outlook in the moment. And in the moment, what happens, because thoughts are things, and how we perceive our future does make a difference. So um, like I said, you can access that handout later. It has a little bit more detail on other things, like I said, with unconditional love and with judgment and empowerment and changing your perception. So just have too much information here.
And I
Um,
posted the links in the chat box too, in order that we went in. And I'll post the third one here whenever she pulls it up.
Okay. And thanks, guys. Thanks for the comments. Sue says sometimes not writing it down, it's about pictures or it never happened. Yeah. And Amy says yes. And Elsie said that makes a lot of sense. And Sue says, I really like the idea of changing the way I respond by my past by changing the way I look at it now. It's really powerful. It is. It gives me chills because, you know, I've seen relationships that are really painful. And if you can find a way to become peaceful in the moment, it doesn't really matter about the past anymore. It really only matters how you feel, not how the other person feels.
Right.
Kind of get tearful about it, thinking about it. So
Um, we're
I'm going to
right at
just,
15 minutes left. Just wanted to let you know. Okay.
okay. So what I'm going to do is jump Brittany to, I did have a journaling exercise and I just want to just talk briefly about that. I'm going to go to that on my screen. So you're going to see me share my screen and I'm going to right here. So this is the third handout. So you guys have three handouts. And basically, if you have a piece of paper handy, if not, you can do this exercise later. It's just to help make you more aware of, um, to become more peaceful in your life. So right now, we're going to share this tool to create more happiness in your life. And so, if you do have a piece of paper, what I want you to do, or if you don't and you're just driving or you're writing and you're whatever, just think about this. So, I want you to think about what experience is the number one at the core that you want your life to be like to create more happiness, joy, or freedom. Like, list just one thing. We're just going to focus on one thing. The reason why we're doing this is because at the top here it says, you know, helping lessen resistance about how you're feeling on one subject. So basically, maybe if you've held some stories of guilt or shame or unworthiness or powerlessness, when you release a painful emotion or belief um, that produces some type of struggle, you predictably remove the core of stress, leading to a pathway of peace. So, what I'm saying is, you're learning to control how you feel about things rather than how things are out there in the environment, how they're influencing you. You're controlling as opposed to the environment controlling you, whether other people, other things, that type of thing. So, what do you want your life to be more like? I mean, most of us say peaceful, more happiness. And then number two, what resistance stands in the way? Do you feel shame? Do you feel guilt? Do you feel unworthiness? Do you feel powerless? What is that main feeling that you feel? And number three, what can you do now to decrease that resistance to move into that state? And sometimes it's just about asking your body what you need to do. Maybe doing nothing right now, maybe just resting, and maybe sleeping. And maybe as easy as just go out and petting your dog and feeling a little bit more calm in the moment. It may be just about giving love to somebody else, going out and doing some um, little and a random act of kindness, or making dinner for someone else that maybe is feeling down. Just anything that lessens your resistance to help you feel better in the moment. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. That is actually one of the handouts. You can access that later. I just wanted to kind of mention briefly, it's just kind of becoming aware. When we're aware of the things in our life, um, it shows us that we're changing. It
Mm-hmm.
shows us that we can change. It shows us that we are powerful. It shows us that we are um, wonderful beings of light. So that's what I have on that. And so, really, Brittany, just to wrap this up, I'm gonna just kind of just say a few things, and then I want you to talk here just a moment on our discount code. We're gonna give you guys a present from us. So the key points to remember, I think, is just basically, remembering or being aware of what you can control, the internal factors, how you perceive things, the emotional response you give to them. I think also it's about regaining control to aim to listen to your own gut instincts,
Mm-hmm.
lessening your need for perfectionism and just kind of more going with the flow rather than pushing against things in life. And the 5 areas that we talked about recovering and healing your inner relationship with food include presence, being present in the moment. This is that handout that I was talking about. We didn't go over in depth, but presence, unconditional love, loving yourself without having to have a reason for loving yourself, um, letting go of judgment. And when you feel judgment coming up, becoming aware of that and saying, you know what, I'm becoming aware because I'm healing it. I'm healing the
Mm-hmm.
judgment on myself. I'm healing. You see somebody in the store that you're judging, you're becoming aware of it because you're healing it. Um, you're becoming more empowered, and a change in perception, how you perceive your world to be, that everything's working for you instead of
Mm-hmm.
against you. And then the tool that we kind of talked about is just about bringing awareness. So that little journaling exercise, listing what you really want, and then learning how to become less resistant to that. So, Brittany, what I'm going to do is just see if there's questions out there, and then I want you to talk a little bit about our sponsor too in our
Yep.
discount code. Is there questions or anybody comments that anybody wants to say?
Did you answer the last one? Guys, I'm sorry.
Bless
Ooh, excuse
you.
me. Um, it says, "Can you give me some tools?" Oh, you did answer it. Okay. I don't have any questions so far. If you guys have any specific questions, let us know though. That's what we're here for. Um, oh, thank you, Jessica. You're so sweet.
Oh,
um, so, if you have questions, please ask away. We're going to be here for the next couple minutes, but we're going to take the last few minutes to talk about our sponsor, which is ProCare Health. If you've stayed with us this whole time, then thank you. we are going to give you guys a discount code now. It is spooky season. So it is spooky 10, and that will get you 10% off your whole order if you order online at procarenow.com. And I will share that link as well. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you guys a thing or two about ProCare Health. So while I'm pulling that up, just a little backstory about ProCare Health. They actually were the very first company to create a all-in-one bariatric multivitamin formula. So before, and maybe our friend Robin can attest to this, before about 10-ish years ago, that you'd have to take so many vitamins a day. Like some people were taking 6 to 8 pills a day. That's not even including your calcium. So it got very overwhelming very quickly. And as you know, you have to space those out too. So ProCare Health had the idea to just create one pill that everybody that you needed, and it had everything you needed except for your calcium. So that is what we're known for. And we're also known for being the most affordable bariatric vitamin on, really in the market. So our 30 count capsule is only $11.99, and that should be a month's supply. And then we also are the only bariatric company that has a prenatal bariatric multivitamin as well, for any moms or soon-to-be mothers out there. We made a special formula for you guys too, because we think that you guys should have that too. So, and then last but certainly not least, we are also really known for our calcium supplements. If you guys have not tried these chocolate bars, yes, I said chocolate, but there's only 2 grams of sugar, and there's 500 milligrams of calcium in each bar. So the bars they're not super big. Here, I have a bag of them here. I'll show you guys. How do I screen? Here we go. This is what they look like. It's the size of my hand. So, I mean, it's a decent sized chocolate bar. But they are amazing. Here, let me go back and I'll show you guys that a little bit more about those. So a 90 count will be about $60, and the reason why these are a little bit more pricier than our other calcium products is because these are all natural, no artificial sweeteners or flavors. It's made with 65% dark chocolate, so it's actual natural ingredients that are sourced. So this is kind of a more expensive product to produce. That's why it is a little bit, but we also have our calcium chews, which are pretty good too. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the chocolate is seasonal, guys. It is only going to be around till probably beginning of spring. And the reason being is because, like I said, it is real chocolate, so it does melt in the warmer months. And our office is based in the Midwest, so we try and just ship those out in like the winter time and fall, cooler months. But anyways, back to our calcium chews. We have 3 flavors. Sea salted caramel is Brenda's favorite. Cinnamon roll is my favorite. And we also have dinner mint. Here's a picture of all 3 of those flavors here for you guys.
My mom's is dinner mint. It's funny how everybody.
Oh, your mom's is dinner mint? Yeah. And if you have not tried ProCare Health's products and you would like to try some free samples, and yes, I did say free, this is where you're going to go on the website. So I'll share this link directly for anybody who's not able to follow me around. But there is the link. And then I wanted to show you guys one more thing too, just one quick thing, and then the night is yours. So we have a lot of pre-op people in this support group, and I know that someone had mentioned that they were worried about their vitamins and learning. And I trust me, I know it's overwhelming at first. At least it was for me when I first was learning about this community. It was very overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. So that's what we're here for. Reach out to us. I'll put my email in there too after I get done talking here. If you have any questions, if you need more support, if you need more resources, reach out to us and we will point you in the right direction. And if we won't point you in the right direction, we will find someone who will. So that's what we're here for, guys. And I also just wanted to share this quick little handout with you guys. This just shows, so for pre-op people, there's something called the ASMBS, and it stands for the American Metabolic Bariatric Society. And they have guidelines of how each vitamin and how much each patient should be getting based on the surgery that they have. And our vitamin it meets or exceeds ASMBS's guidelines. And that's all you need to know whenever it comes to picking a vitamin. So I'm going to share this last link with you guys and my email. But besides that, I don't have anything else unless you guys do.
Looks like Deborah asked about calcium citrate. Actually, our vitamins, we do have one vitamin with calcium citrate. It is on that page. It's a capsule, but we also have vitamins that come in, the chewables come with something called TrueCal, which is made from bone minerals. And I can tell you that, and they've done tests to see how it holds up, like with calcium citrate and calcium carbonate. It does better than calcium carbonate, and I don't know why my mind's going blank here. It's made from actual bone minerals. So they take milk and they derive it down and get the essential minerals out of it. The consistency of it is so much different than calcium citrate. Like I can tell a huge difference taste wise. Like you don't have the aftertaste. Brittany, do you want to say anything about that?
I was going to say, so we use TrueCal for a couple different reasons. I mean, one being the very obvious reason that ProCare is very unique when it comes to their products. There's a lot of great vitamin companies out there. They're all great. Do not get us wrong. But what's nice about our calcium is that it's really, it's not gritty at all. So if you guys have tried other calcium chews and there's like a little bit of a grit or a texture or an aftertaste, like what Brenda was referring to, ours doesn't have that. And it's because we don't use calcium citrate. We use TrueCal. And as Brenda said before, there's been studies that show it compared to calcium carbonate, and it exceeds calcium carbonate. There are not studies just yet for citrate. They are still rolling them out. However, I will say that our patients that get their labs done, we've not ever had anyone come back saying that we're low in calcium, there's something wrong. So we 100% stand behind our product. If we didn't, we wouldn't have it available for you guys because that's just not the company that we are. But TrueCal is, Brenda's correct. It is derived from milk, but what's nice is that they filter out all of the sugar, like lactose, fats, I call it the filler stuff. But the reason why it's nice is actually because it resembles the same chemical composition that your bones do. So your bones need more than just calcium to be strong and healthy, right? So that's kind of where we came in with TrueCal, because not only does it have calcium, it has other components that your bones need to be healthier as well, such as magnesium, phosphorus. What else is on there? It's like 13 different minerals that your bones need, and it's all in TrueCal. So it's the closest thing that you can get to milk without having the lactose and the other stuff. I hope that makes sense. Deborah, if not,
I looked
let
it
me
up
know.
here, Brittany, on our slide, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, you're good.
calcium, so calcium in bone is 25%. True Cal has 24%. Phosphorus, it's equal in bone and True Cal. Magnesium, the same. Potassium, there's actually potassium has zero point 0.7 in bone, zero point 0.8 in True Cal. Zinc, they're equivalent, and copper, they're about equivalent. So, I mean, you're getting basically the same amount in the True Cal as what you'd be getting, in your, like, out of what your bones are made of. Um, so that's basically what we're talking about here.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize I was muted. Sorry. And oh, someone asked. There's 500 milligrams in each chew. So this is just one that I have an example of. Oh, here's an empty wrapper because I ate one. They're like the size of a Starburst, basically. And there's 500 milligrams in here. And yes, there is vitamin D in there as well, and that's to just aid with the absorption. But I went ahead and posted a short little video on YouTube. If you're like me and you don't like to read because you do it so much during the day, on your off time, you just want to watch something, check out that video because it's super helpful and it explains True Cal and it even kind of talks about how it's derived and everything too. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
any other
All right.
questions?
Any questions? We want to thank everybody for being
Mm-hmm.
here and staying with us.
Absolutely.
Guys are why we're here, and we hope you got something out of this. We hope it was helpful. If you have any interest in any other subject, always please let us know. I'll put our marketing email down too so that you can email us
Oh,
if you have questions or
that's
comments.
what I was gonna do. Thank you for reminding.
Yeah. Are you doing that? Because I can do it too. And I'm also, and if you enjoyed this segment and you want to listen for more, I'm going to add our Crowdcast channel again so that you can look for us for other topics and all of that as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, thank you, everybody. I don't see any other comments unless, should we give it a second here? See if anybody says anything.
Mm. Um, and Felicia, I'll have Brenda send me that link when we get off, and I'll send it to you as soon as we log off. So,
I actually sent it to you, but let me make sure it went through.
oh, you did? On was it on Teams?
It was in Teams.
Perfect. I got it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Thank you,
thank you, everybody.
everybody.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Tara. Thank
When's
you,
our next
Sue.
support group in case people want to drop in?
Okay, our very next support group is on November 18th, and it's 12 strategies for ordering or eating out after weight loss surgery. November 18th, it's 5 Central Standard. I don't have all the other equations here, but
Times.
it'd be the same as this night. 12 strategies for ordering or eating out after weight loss surgery. Next week on Wednesday, we're doing the shopping list one, and that is at
Mm-hmm.
1 p.m. Any of these that you guys can't make, you guys are always welcome.
Well, I guess she just got tired of us and just left. How rude. I know what she was saying though. So if you can't make it, oh, something happened. You disconnected. Oh,
I pushed the wrong button.
oh, that's okay. But yeah, if you guys can't make it, you can watch the replays. And if you have any questions, just email me and I'll get back to you. It won't be a live event, but we can pretend. So,
Exactly. And I mean, I'm like that. I listen to a lot of podcasts and things like this, and
mm-hmm.
I listen 99% of the time I listen to replays just because it's easier, but because you can't always, be on. But I'm glad we love having people live. So, want to wish you guys a happy night
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy, and thank you. Thank you. It looks like Scotty commented, and Samara and Sue. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica. They're laughing at me here too. Anyways, okay. Well, enjoy your evenings. We're gonna say
Bye.
sayonara.
Bye. We'll
See
see
you
you guys on the next
soon.
one.
Yes. Bye-bye. Bye, Brittany.